Never in the history of cats has there been a better time than right now for you to educate your child at home. Hi, I'm Christine. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the third episode in our series on dyslexia. And this week we're going to start looking at how to fix the problem of dyslexia. Now, it can be fixed, but it's hard work. Okay, that's important to know. It's not an easy fix. And what has happened in terms of why somebody has dyslexia is because they have been taught bad habits. They've had the bad habits encouraged. And unfortunately, you as the parent are left to pick up the pieces. Okay, now because there's so much hard work involved, basically it's very hard to even want to do it. It's such hard work to sort out. Very unfortunate for your child that they've been taught bad habits, they've had the bad habits reinforced, and now they have to unlearn those bad habits. Okay? Now, schools try and fix it either with more of the same bad methods or an iPad. Now, I would say that's a bit of a cop-out. It's not really trying to fix it. It's trying to find workarounds that in the long term don't really help. If you think of an iPad as a bit like a crutch for a broken leg, there's no expectation that somebody's going to walk around with a broken leg and a crutch for the rest of their life. No, the broken leg will heal. Thankfully, with legs, the body does a lot itself to heal. There might be some surgery needed before the plaster goes on, but ultimately the hard work is done automatically, let's say, and then the crutch would go because the person would be walking again. That is not what happens with these crutches for dyslexia. Then there's an expectation that for the rest of that person's life they're going to struggle with reading, and allowances are going to have to be made. An iPad won't help. It's more of a distraction. It doesn't really fix the problem at all. And in actual fact, you might want to research the effects of screens on young minds. I'm afraid it's not good. So I would never recommend an iPad to fix a problem like dyslexia. The schools are not equipped, they don't understand the methodology, and if they don't understand the methodology, they don't know how to fix the problem. I think I said that last time as well. Now, individual teachers, class teachers are definitely doing their best. Okay, however, they're often badly trained, and schools have terrible policies which are largely pushed from above the head teacher's head, sometimes even above the local authority's head. And it's all pushed down from people who are not in the classroom, who don't really care about children's learning. They have other agendas which perhaps largely we don't understand. Now, learning to drive and learning to read have a lot in common. They're both practical skills, and not everyone learns at the same speed. If someone fails a driving test, no one thinks, oh, they must have some kind of disorder. No, what we say is, you need more lessons, and then you can sit another test. If someone has a bad driving instructor, what do? They get a new one. Now, let's compare that with reading. Not everyone learns at the same speed. However, if someone is slower, we want to put labels on them, something that we don't do with driving. And we want those labels to stay with them for the rest of their life. We don't want to give them more lessons. We want to use workarounds. That would be the equivalent of a driver going into a driverless car, which once upon a time wasn't a thing, but increasingly maybe that will happen. But I'm going to say, as a driver, most drivers, they want to be in control of the car. we're all big-headed enough to think the best thing that can happen to this car is that I drive it. The best driver on the road is me. That is a common mentality with drivers. We have, even although it's a similar thing, it's a practical skill, it takes time, it takes craft sometimes to get to a point, it takes practice. There's an expectation that that is not what we need in reading. Somebody gets to a point that, oh, I think that child should be reading by now. We need to give them a label. So what we're going to look at then is practical tips for you to help your child. And that's what we're going to look at next week. Practical tips for you and your child. So please come back. Thanks for watching. See you next time.